It's your girl Malaysia Simone, and welcome back to my channel. And I wanted to talk to you guys. I am chilling, and I just wanted to chat with y'all really quick, like a little chit chat. Because your girl is going through some things. Your girl's going through some things, and it's getting kind of crazy. So if you are not following me on Instagram or TikTok, or listening to my podcast, which all of the things will be on the screen and in the description below, you would not know what we got going on in my neck of the woods, in my hood, okay? But I do want to talk about my business, like share my business, like dirty laundry in the streets, kind of. No, but for real, because I see this freedom, and it just makes my heart quicken, not gonna lie. This freedom that I get to have. I don't know, I'm about to cry. Why am I crying in the first 1 minute 30 seconds of this video? It just made my heart quicken, like for real, like how transparent and how open I get to be in this next season, and how excited I am to unlock like my dream life. Woo. And honestly, I'm just like, girl, wait. But I just want to share with you guys and give y'all like the nitty-gritty on me, for real. Talk about my relationship with God, and how God literally changed me, and everything around me does not look the same. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so grateful. So I really want to share that with you guys. So if you're interested in learning about like my new business endeavors, how I plan to access my dream life and my identity in this candid form, your girl's fresh face, I'm chilling. It is my lady time, and I'm just like, y'all, it's probably why I'm crying. But I just want to be real with y'all, and this is the realness that I want to have with you guys. Being real and being all polished every time, that's not me. But I just want to share more about me with y'all. So if you're interested, let's get into it. Okay, it just makes me happy to have my sunflowers in the frame, because that's my favorite flower. So fun fact. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so for those of you that do not know me, I am Malaysia Simone, Malaysia Moore, if you want to know, what I'm saying, whichever one you want to call me, go by Lay. I am 26, I am a mother, I am a wife, and I am a business owner. That is a lot, that is packed, that is loaded, but that is just, the titles that, some of the hats that I wear. But one of the things in this past year that I really feel most connected to is being a child of God, a daughter, an heiress, a queen, a woman of God. And that is one of the most important things to me, is to uphold that title, because I care about where my soul goes when I leave this world, and I care about the work that I do while I'm here that will dictate where my soul goes after I leave this world. And for so long, like a lot of us, I've had this identity crisis because the world wants to tell you you're one thing, and your heart is telling you that you're another thing. God is telling you that you're another thing. And if you listen to my podcast with Sarah, the Saved and Paid podcast, then you would have known that I went on this prayer. I had this really aggressive prayer, and I will link it below, asking God to align me with the woman that God created me to be. The lighting keeps going crazy because I'm using natural light. But I was really like, I got to a point where I was fed up because y'all know, like, let's be for real, y'all know, like, when folks be around you and they can see how awesome you are, but then they try to shrink you. They try to make you feel uncomfortable about you and how you show up and what you think and what you want to do with your life. And people in my corner, they were thinking very small, and you gotta be thinking big. You gotta be thinking big, girl. Think big. And I'm thinking big. I've always thought big. I've always thought the untraditional, the unattainable, literally. And the people around me were just like, yeah, that's cute. That's a good idea. I don't know. You know, I've never seen it happen. Neither have I. Not in the flesh, but I believe that I'm capable. But more and more every year that I try to do life, that shrank, that went away, that got so small. But it got to a point where I was learning about God and seeking God more, and I was in this halfway point. And I wasn't completely shrunken in the world's identity, but I wasn't built up in who God said I was. So I was in this place and I was fed up. I'm just like, well, if I ain't that, and I don't know what this is, God, teach me what that is so I can get all the way over here. Because, like, I feel so immature. I felt like a little girl. I felt really pulled in. I felt manipulated. I felt taken advantage of. I felt very frustrated. And I was just like, God, what is it? Why everybody else see me as successful? Why does everybody want to be around me? And I'm not saying everybody, but majority of the times, like, even when people didn't like me, they liked me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they liked something about me. They wanted to be in my presence. They just couldn't stand me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always had that encounter of, like, people that just like frenemies. Like, I've had a lot of those, and, like, people that are secretly in competition. And, like, it sucks to think about because I never thought of myself in a highway. I just knew that, like, I was worth something, but I didn't know that I was worth dying for. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to, like, Jesus literally died on the cross for our sins. Like, I'm that important. You know, what God is calling me to do is that important. And God is calling you to do is that important. And I just didn't believe it. Like, I never grew up popular. I was known, like, people knew me, but, like, maybe I was delusional. I don't really think I was popular because people didn't really like me. They liked what I did. They liked how, like, I didn't care. You know, like, from some way, somehow, I still became cheer captain. And none of my, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my team was fighting and they didn't like me and all these things. Like, it was really, like, a bad scene. It was a bad scene. My youth was bad. But, I brought that into my marriage. I brought that into my adult relationships. I brought that into my business. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How my identity was so disconnected from who God called me to be that God literally had to God took everything away. God took everything away, and that is what I'm going to share, like, for real. So let's get into it. So in 2016, I opened up my first business, a hair company. My mother and my father did hair. My mother was a hairstylist. She did my hair, but it got to the point where, like, I wanted colors, like, I wanted, like, more bundles. I wanted to color my hair rainbow colors, and you just could not do that with pack hair. You just couldn't do that with pack hair, and they weren't pre-making colorful hair back in the day at the hair store. You got, like, a little strip, a little highlight piece for your 27 piece. That's all they had back in the day. And so I was on YouTube University, and I was seeing that the girls were going on AliExpress. Boom. So I started going to AliExpress, and I started to do stuff with, you know, and I worked at a shoe store, so I could get me like a couple $100s worth of hair. And it was like $150 was a lot for hair. The lighting keeps changing, so I'm sorry, y'all. $150 for some hair, which back in the day was good or bad. And I had some good hair, and I've had some bad hair. I was researching the crap out of hair, and because I grew up in a salon, my mom had all the good stuff, all the salon grade stuff, and she could assist me and give me pointers and teach me on certain things. She was super open about me expressing myself through my hair and my clothes. So I'm just like, boom, we did it. We got the hair. My hair was laid. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was obsessed with hair, like I would wake up and skinny wand curl my hair every day. Every day, like purple hair, blue hair. Like if I can find some pictures, I'll put them around. And like that's what I did. I was not supposed to have color hair on the cheer squad. I did. And I just felt so free in that. I got picked on because of my hair colors at one school, but another school completely loved it. I even painted a mural of myself with this big purple hair and my septum ring and all the things. It was just super awesome. And that's just like how like I really just fell in love with hair. I had opportunities where before hair influencers were a thing, like I was partnershiping with other hair companies, and they were sending me hair, and I was getting orders, and they were, you know, I was earning because I was promoting them. But I got a bad batch. Y'all, this threw me off. I got a bad batch of hair. Real bad batch. It smelled like corn chips toes. And I remember when I got it here, it smelled like she had sprayed like vanilla perfume over it. So it smelled like kettle corn. It smelled like sweet toes, sweet corn chips. And I'm just like, okay, well, I washed it. The smell got worse. And I'm just like, why is this hair stinking? You know what I'm saying? So I tried to Febreze it, fabric softener it, all the things. My mom came home one day. She's like, what is that smell of toes? Every day she would come on, it smells like toes in here. So I messaged the girl, and she did not message me back. It turns out that she had this disease, and she was in the hospital. It was really crazy, and she couldn't send me no more hair. She was too sick to send me hair, and she didn't get to quality control to check the hair. So I didn't pay for the hair, so there was no, thing. But I was finessing the hair. The hair looked good, and then people were asking me where I got my hair from. And I couldn't tell them because one, she needed to close her business. And mind you, like I'm 17, 18 at this point, and I'm already hip. I'm giving her business plans on how we need to promote and all the things. And like it was mine, but I was a kid. I didn't know that I could start a hair company right then and there. And I also didn't believe that like I was doing anything with my influencing at the time, because it wasn't a thing in 2015. It wasn't a thing to influence by, selling hair. I mean, wearing hair and talking about it. Like it really wasn't. But that's what I was doing. And time went on. I did not use her hair anymore. My god sister bought me some bundles from the hair store, and when I tell you guys, the hair literally caught on fire. I tried to bleach it purple because that was my vibe. I did a test strip, and the hair like in flames, caught on fire. My mom was like, oh no. She was just like, you can't color this hair. You can wear it normal, you can't color it. She's like, maybe just put the purple rinse over it, because the purple rinse isn't going to change the chemical makeup of the hair, but whatever's in this hair, it is not virgin, it is processed. And at this point, I was researching so much that like I could tell good hair from bad hair, and I was trying to prove to my guys that like this wasn't the best. But I was grateful that she brought me some good hair. That was very thoughtful. But at the time, I was like a teenager, like, girl, this ain't good. So yeah. So fast forward to 2016, in my boyfriend, now husband's bedroom, I got fed up because at this time I was wearing synthetic wigs. And I didn't like them. But like I got frustrated trying to find a vendor. I found a vendor, and I was like, you know what? One way for me to get the hair and to have the hair in my head, and the people already want me to use the hair that I got, so I'm gonna start a hair company. I had I'm gonna tell y'all how it was. I had two different kind of hairs, right? I had the high-end luxury celebrity type of hair, and I had like I just want my hair that type of hair, because back in the day they had like grades and like 5, I think it was like 5A and 3A, all the things. Now we're at like 12A. The grades are getting higher, you guys. Yeah, so that's what we were doing. And on August 1st, I launched. It was like a 3-day launch. I started a big cartel website. I had my 2 vendors. I came up with the little logo. It was not cute. And I was trapping. I was doing real good. Starting out. And if I can go back and tell you guys, like, if I can just be honest with you guys, I did not steward well. That brought out a lot of emotions and just red flags about me, and how much I wasn't ready for where God is bringing me to now. Of course not. I was 19. I was 18, about to turn 19. And I'm just like, bro, like, so much went on. I was depressed. I went just doing all the things of the world, but almost not everything. It wasn't that bad, but the traditional, like, young adult teenager, I think I'm grown type stuff, probably was doing it. And in October, it was homecoming season, and I was making like $400, $500 a day in October, and I blew it every single time. I would buy the hair, take the profit, and run off with it. And like, I was doing so good, but I just didn't care. It was like a little side hustle for me, and I didn't take it serious. I was not locked in. And it just was like, looking back, I'm like, dang, shorty, like, that was your green light. That was your get into your bag. And I was getting into everything but the bag. 2017 came around, and October 2017 came around, I rededicated my life to Christ. So it took me a whole year to get my life together. But when 2017 came in, me and my best friend got an apartment. I started to work out, get my mindset right. I was reading a bunch of self-help books, development books, and I'm a holy roller. I love the Lord. I've been loving the Lord my whole life, but I was getting more into the manifestation, visualization type stuff, which is all principle. Like, that's all the word. Like, it's all in the word, but they took God out of it, and it became idolatry. So that's what I was doing, but I realized that there was something else in me, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go to this convocation. I went on my own, and that was the first time I felt the Holy Spirit. I think that was the first time he's shouting, and that was the time that I was just like, you know what, there's something more to my life, and I just need to get right with Jesus. And I got right with Jesus, and I started to make some serious changes in my life, for real. And I told my mom, like, Mom, I want to kind of be like a life coach, like a personal development type of something. And she's like, nah, you're gonna be in ministry. And I just like, nah, Mom, God could not use me to be in ministry. He couldn't use me to minister Nathan, okay? Nathan. Because I just seen how far I had gotten off track, and I was just like, the best I can do is to get me in order, right? And so in 2018, I went hard with my business again. I rebranded, got a new logo, had a vision board, had bonnets and all types of stuff that I wanted to do. And I had kind of like a plan. It was kind of cute. And I was selling like lifestyle stuff too, like these steering wheel covers, which is crazy because like they were doing good. Like, I could have did something with that, but then this imposter syndrome kicked in. And when it was slow, I gave up again. And I didn't know how to ask for help. I was working a full-time job, and I was more so like it was like a facade and just inconsistency, like real bad. And I had all these photo shoots and stuff planned, and it just wasn't going. I was trying to be like what I saw on Instagram, but like I didn't work hard like the young bosses of our time, like the girls that were really getting out the mud. So I'm just like, I wasn't working hard like them. I had the capability, I was doing well, but I just didn't commit to the thing. And so I'm just like, okay. So that's 2018. 2019, 2018, I get married as well. going into 2019. 2019 summer, I moved to Colorado. That did good. Then the pandemic hit. I actually did well in the pandemic. We moved back to Virginia 2020. 2021, that like December, January. I did well. I had hair on hand. I came back home. I was connected. My friend at the time, she had a studio. I was working with her at her studio. She helped me out. I paid like a good little, you know what I'm saying? She helped me out, like she really did. And my business was growing. I was doing sew-ins and wigs for like $50 to get like my foot in the door so people can like come sit in my chair and stuff like that. And for a good bit, I was booked and busy, like 3-4 heads a day, which doing wigs and stuff like that, I was washing, blow drying, braiding down, everything, treating and trimming and all the things. So like 3 to 5 heads is a lot. I was making good money a day after I like increased my prices. And I was doing good until I wasn't. Last year, the year prior. So when I decided that I wanted to get my own suite, that's when everything started to go left. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that wasn't a part of the plan. It wasn't a part of the plan. God was like, you were never supposed to be doing hair. I don't even know how I got to doing hair. Actually, I do. I started doing hair because there came a time in my business that, one, I felt like people weren't buying it because I didn't do the hair, which is cap. That's cap. That's cap. I knew that once I got the studio that like I was not right. Something about it was just like, one, if I got deeper into the studio thing, like having my own space, like I want my own storefront and things. Like I have this vision to have, I have this vision. I'm just gonna tell you, I have this vision, okay? I see it. There's a building. I know what's in the building. And I was trying so hard to make that happen. And even down to like, I was into like, okay, if I have this here, then I can migrate and just hire other people to do what I do and just, you know, get out that way. And it just wasn't clicking. It wasn't working. And it felt like the more I invested into the studio, the more things got harder for me. And it was just like, what am I marketing? Am I marketing the hair or me doing hair? It was kind of confusing. And I remember, last summer, I had got on a strategy call, and I believe it was a move of God, because she was just like, you know what, let me step into my prophetic bag because, you know, please excuse me, I feel like you're a woman of God. And honestly, she was like, you need to get from behind this chair. You need to figure out how to run your business without being behind this chair. You are the brand. You have a YouTube channel. You have an engaged audience on Instagram. You know, you start in TikTok. You make great content. You're beautiful. You're talented. Your wigs are awesome. Your hair looks good. You have reputable hair. Like, you just gotta trust God and just embody the brand. She told me that last year. I was just like, yeah, cute, whatever, but I'm gonna do my thing. Then my best friend, who's my virtual assistant, she was on board with everything, and she told me, you know, LA, I think it's time for you to like not do hair anymore and just kind of pivot. And I was already feeling like I should not be doing hair anymore, because like everything just like my books froze. Like, no, like of course it was summertime, and of course the girls, you know, have a harder time during the summer, and you know everybody is too hot to wear wigs, so they say, cap. But yeah, I was going through all of that, and then it got to the point where like out of the 2 years that I was paying for my studio, out of nowhere I was unable to pay for it. Like, it was the cheapest it's ever been, and I couldn't pay for it. And I'm just like, what the world? And then it was just like, I'm gonna tell y'all, it was like, yo, the manager was like, you gotta be out by Wednesday because I gotta have somebody in there by Thursday. And it was just so abrupt. And it's just like, you know what? I was trying to rent out the suites, but it just wasn't working for me. It just wasn't working for me. And also, like, people were starting to do witchcraft in the suites, like saging and all this type of stuff in the suites, and it just, like, my spirit was off when I started to go in there, and I was just like, this is just not good. Like, it's just going downhill from here. And I talked to my husband. I'm like, hey, look, I need you to trust me. I'm about to close this stuff down. God is telling me to close this down, and this is what I need to focus on, but I need to build up to be able to do this, and I need you to trust me, or at least trust God, trust somebody, because, like, I'm not gonna fail. I just gotta get right. I gotta get right, and I've been doing this all wrong for a long time, and I just need time to rebuild, reconstruct, start over. And he was just like, okay. Mind you, like, we're building our house, the house that I'm in now, we were building this house, and the fact that he was just so supportive in this season, and, like, I'm just like, okay, now leading up, like, we're closing on the house in December. That's August. We were closing on the house in December. I had my last big burst. I was still selling hair in October. I was swamped because I had revamps, reconstructions, restyling. I was doing anything. If you had a wig and I could do something to it, send it on to me. I had like 15 wigs in rotation, and 15 wigs in rotation over a matter of like 10 days. I never had that much at one point in time, and it was just like, it was dead and then it won't dead no more. And I just learned so much being in rooms and just seeing myself show up and me and be in authoritative roles. And is authoritative a word? I don't know. Being in roles of authority, being influential, and not just on social media, but in these intimate rooms, in these settings, and just seeing certain things. And coming into this year, I was just like, okay, well, let me try out this fashion thing, get back with fashion, because God was like, it's not time for Flawless Halo. It's not. And I was like, well, okay, if it's not time, I'm just chill. But the prophecy that I received 2 weeks into the year was, you're just gonna have to make some decisions. And boy, did I have to make some decisions. I've been making decisions since that day. It was that day where I knew that I had got real deep with the Lord, but he just really showed me everything, and even down to the devotional that I read before even filming this. It was just like strategy and making decisions and being strategic, and how I pray for strategy. That is the biggest prayer that I've had this past year when it came to business, was like, God, give me strategy, give me support, and give me understanding of what I need to be doing. And God knocked down everything. And I'm trying to come from a place of, like, I know what other people are doing, but God don't got me doing what other people be doing. And I feel so caught up and out here, but I also feel kept too. I also feel like this is the best place to be at. And I have my foot in everything that I want to. I've always wanted to. And it's just it's just Malaysia. It's just me. And so, like, this summer I am launching my hair company, Flawless Halo. I'm super excited and blessed to do that, and I'm just excited about sharing this new attempt at life with you guys, like romanticizing every moment of my life. I had this realization that I didn't love what I was doing and what God was calling me to, even though I prayed for it. And the fact that God, like, picked me up and he was just like, no, I need you to do this. I want you to do this. You can do this. I made you for this. And being capable of doing it. Like, everything is working for my good. Everything, even down to the fact of, like, having a date where we're making the investment and making sure that I know to the cent where money's going, cleaning out everything, getting my office in order, understanding my own style, getting in shape for the last 6 weeks, and sharing just all the things, like the doors that are opening, the freedom that is on, like the freedom that I've found. I just want to share that with you guys, because it just was really bad. I was in a really bad way. I was in a really bad way. I was used and abused by me and everybody else around me. And this freedom that I have now, I'm super excited. And the only way that I can really tell y'all about it is to show y'all about it. And I remember making a video saying I'm becoming that woman, because everyone's like, I'm that girl, that girl, that girl. And it took me a while to get to this point, but I'm here. And along the way, I've been taking notes and becoming consistent and aligning myself with who God has called me to be, and learning how to be more feminine, and learning how to be a better mom, a better friend, a better wife. And I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. I'm only 26, even learning to give myself some grace. And I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy that like I get to share that with you guys. And I just feel like I just needed to come and tell you guys that it's happening. It's happening. It is happening. And I just want to share that with you guys. Like, I want to share this happening. It's more than what I can do, just talking on the pod. It's more than I can do just sharing short form content. Like, I really want to bring y'all in and show y'all. Like, of course, like, even with my other business, like, I wanted to show, like, the background of running a hair company. But, like, the background of being a content creator, the background of being a mom and a wife, the background of being owning a boutique, like all the things. Like, it's real life starting from the bottom. And I get to show y'all because I've learned more. And I can be honest and say, like, this is the bottom, but it's not rock bottom. Does that make sense? This is the bottom. This is just start. This is the start. We went down memory lane. We started back, and now we're starting. The foundation has been laid, and I really believe that this is the building season. I'm super excited because God has me in ministry and doing things that, like, I have seen, but I never even thought that I could actually have access to it this swiftly. And it's just so amazing. God is magnificent, and I'm so grateful, and I'm just excited. Like, this is it. We're going hard. So, like, the healthy lifestyle, the active living, the figuring out balance, the romanticizing not only just your relationships, but your approach to life, building a wardrobe and getting healthy and hygiene and beauty and makeup and hair and travel and just life. Just life. We're about to get our lives. We're about to get our lives. And I know that, like, before I was like, oh, this is delayed life. And technically it still is. It's still stamped, but it's new. It's new. I don't even want to call it that. And I just think it's so cool that God gave me flawless halo, because it's like flawless. Like, everything is flawless. Like, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I got problems. I'm not perfect, but I'm flawless because God don't make no mistakes. And my life is flawless because God makes no mistakes, and that I can be candid and share that with y'all. I don't know. I just felt like I just feel like this is a God moment. Like, I just wanted to talk to y'all and come on here and just chat and, like, be real, because it's about to get real. And I just want to level the playing field and just be real with y'all for a second. Like, I counted myself out my whole entire life. I dealt with a lot of abandonment. I dealt with a lot of self-hate and insecurity and comparison and being judgmental of others, ego and pride. And honestly, God really did his big one, because I just don't understand how I can even sit here and be so encouraged in this moment and just be so free. Like, I want to burst into tears. Like, I'm so proud of myself, Because before I would be like, I gotta have my hair done, I gotta make sure like I'm like all these things. It's just like, girl, just do the thing. Just do the thing. Just talk to the girls. Just talk to the girls. So I don't know how God's gonna have me edit this, because I feel like I was rambling for a little minute. But yeah, I'm excited, y'all. So we live. I'll be sharing more about my businesses and my approach to everything. Like, let me know what you guys like. And it's just gonna be a little bit of everything. It's just gonna be a little bit of everything. Everything lay. And I feel like this YouTube is personal. Like, this is just for me. Like, this is just my diary. This is my digital diary. And I'm excited to watch life unfold and be creative and put things together and be for real. Be for real. Be in a place where I can be for real, be honest and be transparent and just be her. So yeah. And this is where the leading by living, it really gets deep, because God gave me that in September. Lead by living. And I felt like I was exiting all the blocks out, and I just couldn't do it the right way because I didn't share my life. And I'm opening up my life to y'all. I'm opening up my life to y'all. And I'm going to absolutely trust God. And I pray that y'all do the same thing, and that we are girls and we are sisters and we stand together. We make up one big family, but we don't look the same. Our spots are different colors. And not just cheetah girls, we're God's girls. And that's it. That's all I got for y'all. And last but not least, always lead by living. Lead by living. Be the example. Show up, be the example, break down the walls, be the voice, use the voice that God gave you, be free in who He is calling you to be. Go find out who He is calling you to be, and all things are going to work together, because all things work for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. All things. So yeah. Bye.